Hi all, welcome to this potential MLS Player of the Month for October. I've got to say potential because we don't know for 100% if we will get this. Solely because the MLS is now in the playoff stage and not the regular season. So I thought, will we get it, will we not? Because it's obviously like how in leagues like the Premiership, where it's like usually the last month of the season, they don't really do a Player of the Month. It's like April is the last one, they don't do one for May. Same rules may apply here, but I thought I'd at least prepare it just in case. Because you never know what may happen. So if you can smash likes, it would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsLegend. All links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. And hit that notification bell so you know when uploads are up on the channel. So from there, we start off with Carlos Vela, who was a bit of a front runner until LAFC lost against Seattle Sounders during the night. So that was not the most ideal for Vela, because he might have happened again quite easily for another Player of the Month card, just like last year how we got 2 in a row. But Carlos Vela, he may also be getting lined up potentially for a Player of the Year or the record breaker. We hope that in Carlos Vela, what they do for his card, if he was to be given Player of the Year, it's not just a Player of the Year but it's 2 inform boosts, it's a Player of the Year with 4 inform boosts. Because his record breaker should count on top, because he has been absolutely phenomenal this season. And while it's unfortunate that LAFC are, despite all his goal scoring exploits, are just not going to win the MLS overall. But regardless, for the month of October, he got 5 goals and 1 assist, and 2 wins, and the 1 loss of course being against Seattle Sounders. I would say as well, he would be like 88 rate. It would probably be like slightly, it would be probably 1 route still, but it would just be slightly higher than what it was for this month. I would imagine he'll do nothing major to make it more difficult. It would just be slightly more, slightly higher rating, and we would take it from there. Like wherever or not people would do him or not is a different matter. Then on to Lodeiro, he kind of just came into it because the first, obviously over the 3 games, he's kind of stood out quite nicely. Just doing his own business, 2 goals, 3 assists in the month of October. 3 wins of course, because otherwise the team would be knocked out of the MLS by now. But 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. I would say potentially, looking at his card, it wouldn't be the most exciting card in the world because of like the pace, the shooting, the physical, but with like significant, like decent boosts on it, it would actually make him a little bit more usable. Like as long as his pace was near 75 and the shooting's like at least over 75 and the passing dribbling's over 85, I'd imagine, and same for physical, and physical's over 75, you'd make him at least half decent. He would be like 1 route and it'd be like 20-30k to do it. It wouldn't exactly be breaking the bank, it won't be, and saying that, it would link up nicely obviously to like Scream Laxalt and Luis Suarez. So you'd have at least a couple of decent options to link him up with, where not obviously the card was to happen. So it'd be a fairly cheap card, nothing too fancy about it. Then on to Gressel, he's got 2 goals and 3 assists for the month, and he is of course a silver. He has 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He would be another cheap option. He would be like, he might even be only 15-20k to be honest. But the only thing that may boost him up that little bit in value is his nation. But at the same time, when you think of right mids in general in the game, you kind of like look at Nabre as kind of like your main focal point. Obviously you've got Sané as a left wing, but Gressel would just be not as, say, remotely appealing to use, because he's not got, as a winger he hasn't got the pace. Like yes, he's got decent physical. He would be quite well rounded as a card with like a decent boost on him. Like he would go, I would imagine, pretty much 4 stats over 80, and then it's like shooting and defending would be over the 70s, and then it would maybe make him a little bit more usable. And he would, like, all you would then need to do is put like Shadow to really boost up that pace and defending, like the pace especially a lot more. But you never know, it would just come down to if, like, he wouldn't be too expensive, as I said. He'd be like 15-20k, and like people would at least do them if they're folk that like to just complete SBCs just to collect the cards. if they're trying to get like every card in like every special type of card in FIFA, folk would kind of do him for that purpose. Then Pozuelo, 3 goals, 1 assist in the month. Now this guy should be a lot higher than 80 rated in my opinion. The guy in the MLS has kind of done really well. He's kind of taken the mantle very nicely of Giovinco, and it was for me, to be honest, it was a shock signing still to this day. I thought he might have stayed in Belgium and kicked on a little bit, but for me, like his passing and dribbling would see good boosts. I would hope if he was to go like 85, 86 for the Player of the Month boost. Like 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. His pace may only be 66 as a base card, but I would imagine with like a decent Player of the Month boost he would be at least over 70. And as we would say with Gressel, all you need to really then do is put like Catalyst, Hawk, Shadow or Hunter, whatever you may wish to put on him, or even Anchor if you wanted, to really try and boost him up, make him that bit more appealing, and then you'd really hopefully run riot in that final third. Like I would say for his card he would probably be just as cheap as what Gressel is. Might only be like 20-25k to do, but because he's Spanish and he would go and he's a cam, I would say some people would at least want him because he would maybe challenge up there with the likes of like Isco, Parejo, Canales. Like he'd be that kind of like alternative in that kind of like cam position that folk would at least want to try him if he's not too expensive in relation to like what you obviously would just be one route and one card. You're not going to get packs sadly with that SBC, but it gives you an idea of how he would play out. Then the thing is, Seattle's the team that for me has been standing out, and we've still got 2 more to cover. We've got Rui Diaz. I'm sure he had a lot more pace last year. He's got 80 pace on his base card. And I could have sworn he was like 80. Was it like 83 or 84 last year? So he suddenly went slower. But I would imagine 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. The Peruvian striker would actually be a not too bad super sub, I would imagine, with the right boosts on him. Like he would go from a 76 to an 84, and I would hope his pace would be at least over 85. The shooting maybe up 10, and like everything else would probably go up, I'd imagine, up 10, except obviously the defending would probably go up about 4 or 5. But I would say if he was say 86 pace with like 87 shot or what, because they always make the shooting like go up significantly in relation to the pace, because obviously shooting's what a striker's key stat is. 3 goals, 1 assist in the month, and in terms of like him, you would probably just be the same again. 50. I would, in saying that, he could be like 20-30k. He could be like a Carlos Vela price cost, maybe even just a little bit lower, as I say 20k. And I would hope that all these routes, you would probably just need one MLS player, and then it might be one of that. I wouldn't imagine one of the nation in say Lodeiro's or Rui Diaz's case, because of the kind of lack of Peruvian and Uruguayan players that you kind of may work with. You'd maybe use Lodeiro, but you'd kind of be struggling a little bit. And the final player just to talk on is Jordan Morris. 3 goals in the month, 3-star skill moves, 2-star skill moves. He's got an inform as well, so this would help out immensely, boosting him up to an 84. Would it still make him appealing? He would be a left mid for what I understand, and I would say then he would have good pace, good shooting, good physical, but his pass and dribbling would probably be still would be pretty much non-existent without like a chem style boost on it. Like the pace you could work with, shooting you could work with, the physical you could work with, but he's not got the skills or weak foot that might appeal to folk to say, oh, I want to use that card. He would probably be up there fairly cheap as well, but would be fairly straightforward to kind of do like 20k, 20-30k for an SBC, and you maybe need like one MLS, maybe not so much a US player, but just like one MLS, and then just make it like an 82, 83 rated squad. It wouldn't be, and that's probably going to be the case for them all, except for Vela, maybe like an 84, 85 in his case, and maybe Pozuelo's like 83, 84. But we'll see what happens, folks. As I said, this is just potential, because I'm not 100% sure how they work it for the MLS, for like Player of the Month, for like during the playoffs. Like obviously I know they do Player of the Year, because I'll be covering that soon enough anyway. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below, if we do get a potential player of the month, who would you like if we were to get it? Would you like Vela, Lodeiro, and so forth? So smash the likes as always, folks, we would massively appreciate it. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsLegend. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.